Hey everybody, it's Zach from Myshire Farm, and we are back again with another video to help you on your journey with Coturnix quail and becoming more self-sufficient. In this video, we're actually going to talk about genetics. Now, we've got a playlist. It's short, but Duke University was kind enough to do an intro to genetics, which I thought was fantastic. They're currently working on a second video for us. It's going to be more about quail, and I'm very excited about that as well. They are very busy, so it's going to take some time, but they're working on it. They emailed me last week, said they haven't forgot about me, so I appreciate that. And then we've got another university working on a video for us, which is very exciting. I did a video on a gene that we were working with called the feed gene, or I guess we still work with it quite a bit. And we did that video. And then today we're going to talk about my favorite gene. And you know that because the last 4 or 5 colors we've introduced have all carried this gene, and that is the Roux gene. So we're going to talk about what it is. I'm going to show you some examples, and I'm really excited about it. So hopefully you will enjoy it as well. Now, with that being said, I am not very good at editing videos. I don't have the patience, the knowledge, the willpower, I guess. So I'm going to do my best to edit this and to show you pictures as we go. But it might not be the prettiest, but it'll get the information out there. Also, Jenna, my wife, which is, I would consider my boss because she tells me what to do, is much more in charge of the genetics. So is George. I just don't care too much about it. I don't think it's very important. I mean, health genetics is very important, but the color thing, I just don't really care about too much. If they lay eggs, they produce meat. If you keep hatching them out, if they're happy, healthy, and productive, that's what I want to breed. And that's really where I've went with the universities. Like, tell me all about that. I don't really care about the rest. But I did want you to know about our favorite gene here, which is the Roux gene. All right. The Roux gene is as simple as this. It really is just the red head of the quail family. That's it. It's the red head. That's all. That's all you need to know about that. There are some amazing benefits with the Roux gene, which is why it's my favorite that I'll get to in just a second. But let me show you an example first. So, most of us know what a traditional brown looks like, or a wild, or a farrow. It's got so many names, but we call them jumbo wilds here. But most of us know what that looks like. If you don't, this is what that looks like. So, that is not carrying the Roux gene. Now, if we introduced the red head, the Roux gene, into that jumbo wild, which we have done, then you get something completely different. And that is called the Egyptian, which is what this looks like. All right, so, you know, the wild is a very dark brown. The Egyptian is much a kind of a light red color. So similar, but a little bit different. You can do this with a lot of different colors, which we'll get to in just a second. But let me share with you real quick what a great benefit the Roux gene carries. And that is, with that Roux gene, you can create sex links, which is my favorite part of it. So for example, if you put the Egyptian, which we just shown you, and at the end of this video, we're going to do a slideshow and show you all the different colors of the Roux that we have and that we carry, and the names of it. So hopefully that'll help you as well. But I just showed you what the Egyptian looks like. If you take Egyptian males, because they're the wild with the Roux, right? And you put the wild hens with them, you create sex links every time, which means they hatch out 2 separate colors. One color are always male and one color are always female. They hatch out opposite. So that means when you put the Egyptian, the Roux male over the wild female, okay, then when they hatch out, the light red ones, which will be Egyptians, are all females immediately, day one, you know. And then all the dark brown ones are automatically males. So that's kind of fun to do. You can do that with a lot of different colors. We're currently working on another one right now that I'll be bringing to you as soon as possible. We've already done plenty of test hatches. We've sent them to the university. They've confirmed it. So now we're just building up our covey on that. So I'm very excited about that. But you can do that with different colors. So for example, this is what an Italian looks like. All right, so if you introduce the Roux gene, the redhead gene of the family, to the Italian, you actually get autumn ambers, which is... All right, so you can do the same thing. You put the autumn ambers with the Italians, the autumn amber males with the Italian females. They create sex-links every time. Now, we don't offer those on the website because when they hatch out, they look so similar, and even when they grow older, it's kind of hard to tell the difference sometimes. That it's just not worth it. It'll confuse people more than it'll help people. The Egyptian and the wild, to me, work out really great because one hatches out light red, one hatches out dark brown. But the autumn amber and the Italian, you can do it, and you can do it with other colors as well. It's just they're so close together. So that's pretty much, I mean, in a nutshell, that's pretty much what the Roux gene is. And that's the biggest benefit. Now, you can get really cool colors. So my favorite color with the Roux gene right now, until we bring out the new color, is the Egyptian Phi, which is what this looks like. Now, this one's really cool because this one actually has the Egyptian and the Phi gene in it. Which we talked about the Phi gene in the last video that we did in this playlist. So that one's my favorite right now, but you can get a lot of different colors. You've got scarlet, you've got range, you've got autumn amber, you've got Egyptian, and the list goes on. So it's really cool to work with, but you can create sex links, which in my opinion is the best benefit of them. So hopefully that works the way we did it, just so you know. And you don't have to do it this way because, well, there's plenty of options nowadays. But back then there wasn't. We had to create it. But there was scarlet back then. And so we took the scarlet and we put it over the wilds, and then we got an Egyptian out of that. And then we started breeding that and breeding that. And then we did that with other colors, and we got that Roux dilute, which is what it's called. So like the Egyptian is the redhead of the wild. It's the Roux dilute. So it dilutes the color to more of a red color. It makes sense. You can use, we used that, and then we diluted them, and then we started working with them. And there's now a lot of colors to choose from. So if you've got anything that's red, Egyptian, or scarlet, or range, or autumn amber, or this, that, and the other, you can use those, or Egyptian Phi. You can use those, and you can start creating something to create sex links, which is my favorite part, or get new colors out of it. We're doing that now. One of the new colors we haven't introduced yet has the new Roux gene with it, which is kind of cool. So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, remember every Sunday and Monday, I go live right here on the YouTube channel for a live question and answer. Sundays are kind of a long drawn out one, but it's a community setting. We all have a lot of fun. And then Mondays is a rapid fire. I only answer questions and we go as quickly as possible. But if you have questions, you can comment below, or you can join us on one of those lives. We'd be happy to have you and answer any questions that you might have. So thank you very much for watching. The rest of this video is going to be a little slideshow. I hope you enjoy it. And until next time, everybody, as always, stay safe.